Okay, so on the screen right now, and I'm going to send this out into Moodle later. I didn't have a chance to do it right now. This, and I meant to do this at the beginning of the year, and I just fall through the cracks. So this is our tentative schedule. Okay, everybody know what tentative means? Subject to change, right? I think probably the worst of the inclement weather is behind us. Of course, you never know. I might say something like that, and then we get Buffalo, New York. But this is the tentative schedule. Now, does this mean that all this stuff is open to you right now? Of course not. That would just be silly. All right. But this just kind of tells you what we're going to be doing each day of each week. All right. And like I said, this is not in Moodle yet. It will be by the end of the class today. Or not, well, no, not the end of class, after class. The week of the 10th of April, I believe, is spring break. Now, I think the official days on that is Monday is counted as the Easter holiday, and then Tuesday and Wednesday are spring break. And I don't think it has anything on there for Thursday. So just check with your instructors of your Thursday classes and see what they got going on. I don't want to speak for all of them. Most of them just take the whole week. Some don't. Some assign work during that week. So just everybody's different. And then the final. I did have somebody already ask me about the final because they were going to be out of town. The final is going to open May 1st, and it will close May 3rd. All right? Because May 3rd is the last day for anything. All right? Now, one thing that I don't have on here is when you can start sending me redos. Whenever you can start sending me redos, I will post that into Moodle. Say, hey, send me your redos this week. It'll probably be sometime around week 9 or 10 because, well, let's say 8 or 9 because that's about where the midterm is. So somewhere around there is when I'll start saying, hey, you send me your redos. I think after the percent test might be good. We'll see. Haven't made my mind up yet. But again, I'll send this out to everybody later so that you can have it, in case you've got your whole semester planned out and you don't want to add this stuff to it. Unfortunately, all our tests are on Mondays. And that's partially to accommodate the 043 classes, but also because of the day that the semester started on is kind of a raw deal there, but it'll be all right. We got the weekend to study. Okay, so over at the end of the week last week, I sent you all a message that 10 was messed up. All right. So this is the message that I sent to everybody. Okay. 10 had a typo on one of the right answers and in the problem. It was kind of messed up. So I fixed it. And like we were saying at the beginning of the class, if you hadn't already turned it in, you were okay. But if you had already turned it in, then you were kind of stuck because you couldn't go back on your answer entry and fix it. Now, if you hadn't done your work entry yet, you could have fixed it there. And I would have caught it and fixed your answer entry for you. But if you had already turned them both in, I told you that if you missed it because the right answer at the time wasn't present, email me the corrections and I'll count it for you. I've already had a couple of folks from the online section do that. So if you need to do that as well, please do. Also, please remember to check your due dates on your assignment modules. Percent Lab 1 closes tomorrow night. One last thing, number 17 in class on the video We had talked about how you could either use tax or markup for that one. Don't know why I said that because that is not true. Markup will not work. So you need to make sure that you use the tax formula for that. So I just want to make sure. 17, yeah, and this was in the announcements. Also, I'm going to get a little nasty with you here. If you are not seeing the announcements in your email address, that is because you did not get your email address logged into on your phone through Outlook so that you would get alerts whenever I posted an announcement or sent you a Moodle message. So that's on you. So if you've not done that yet, you need, and if you have a smartphone, you need to do that. Because if I send out an announcement, a lot of the time it's a, hey, look at this real quick, it's urgent announcement, okay? So if you've not gotten signed in to your student email on your phone, then you need to do that because you were supposed to do that at the beginning of the semester. Okay, get this fixed here. All right. So, Conversions Lab 1, we talked about it last week, so just make sure that you get it uploaded by tomorrow night. You still got plenty of time. Okay. So, today, we're going to go over our Percent Lab 2 critical thinking practice scenario. And what this is, we looked at it briefly last week, is we have problems in this that are very similar to the ones that you're going to have to do on your own on the lab. Okay? Now, we went ahead last week and looked at percent change. If you weren't here last week, you need to make sure that you get these formulas copied down. I did have someone from the online section ask if, ask me when the practice scenario module was due. This is not an assignment. This is just to help you learn how to do the lab you're about to do. All right. Now, unfortunately, the video I tried to record this morning didn't work because the microphone wasn't working. I'm hoping it's working right now. It better be. Otherwise, I'm not going to be a happy camper. But we'll see. All right. So percent change, new minus old divided by old times 100. When your answer is positive, it's an increase. When your answer is negative, it's a decrease. So if you didn't get that copy down last week, make sure that you got that copy down now. Also, may not hurt you to go ahead at your station and pull this PowerPoint up on your computer so that you can see it a little better. That way, it's just better for everybody. Okay. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I guess it's going to be one of those, sometimes it doesn't. And then we talked about this, example here. My markers pulled up. It's definitely been Monday. All right. Now we're back. What? Last. This has been a Monday to forget, I'll tell you that much. All right. So, percentage change. We briefly talked about this one, but I wanted you to see how it would look when you set it up. So, you've got the university's enrollment in January was 7,859 students. In September, the total was 834 students. What percent change is in the university's enrollment? Is it positive or negative? All right, so your percent change formula is new minus old divided by old times 100. All right, your new amount is the 8834. All right. Hopefully this is jogging some memories. Your old amount was a 78.59. Then you divide by your whole amount. So now it just becomes order of operations. So the first thing you do in this formula, now that you've substituted, is what? Right, yeah. So what is 88.34 minus 78.59? What do you get when you subtract these top two numbers? 975, very good. Okay. So then the 975 is going to get divided by the 78.59 before you multiply by 100. So go ahead and do 975 divided by 78.59. 0.124. Okay. And then you multiply by 100, and you get how much?
12.41.
12 point, what did you say, 12.4? Because all that really does is just move the decimal over. All right. Any questions on that one? That one's pretty straightforward. I don't think you only maybe got one or two of those on your lab today. Anybody still copying this? We need to get a picture of it, or is everybody good? Everybody good? Okay. Now is everybody? Nope, Brianna's taking a picture. All right, now. Anybody else need to grab a photo of it? I'll be more than happy to get out of the way. I don't want pictures of me fluffing around out there. What the heck? Why did you pack one? For Pete's sake. Okay. So again, we talked about the fact that in these questions that you're about to see, you're going to be dealing with situations from the perspective of a shop owner. And you're going to see things pop up like customers wanting to buy things at a discount, how high you'll have to mark something up to make a profit on a certain item, how to add sales tax to something after you found the retail price, or maybe the retail price was already given. Changes to an employee's salary and how to calculate an employee's overtime. All right, and that's the one that we'll end on today. So if you look over here on the board, I've got your formulas that we're going to need listed up there. They've also already been uploaded into Moodle, so you have them there too. But, of course, they're also in your notes, so you have them a couple of places. So, vocabulary reminders. Anytime it says original cost or price or original salary or something like that, that's your original, okay? So, like if it says cost or old or things like that, that is your original, because sometimes you're going to have to find original price. That's why I've got a little star beside it here. Retail price is how much the item is listed for. A lot of the time, retail price, sale price, list price, same thing. And then wholesale price is the same as cost. Wholesale price is if you're running a store and you have to buy products, that's how much you paid. So the retail price is how much you have to list it for after the markup. I know. Riveting stuff, but that's there too, in case you need it. Does anybody need to get a picture of that? Again, this PowerPoint's in Moodle if you need to go back and look at it. Or if you want to put sometimes a day. If anybody wants to get a photo of it, you can do that too. All right. Okay. Ready for the first question? Please control your side. All right. So first question. David buys new ice skates for the hockey season. This will help the online folks if I switch the cameras. So David buys new ice skates for the hockey season. He pays $78.63, receiving a 25% discount for showing his student ID. What was the original price of the skates? All right. So looking for keywords, which I know you heard that a lot in grade school, but it is important. So discount tells us that we're looking for the discount price formula, right? Okay. So copy the formula down. And I'm just going to shorthand it. New is equal to old minus a percent of the old price. All right? And then fill in what you know. So he paid $78.63 for the skates, and that was after a 25% discount. So we need to find the original price. Okay? So the $78.63 goes here. We don't know the old price. Give it whatever variable you like. I'm just going to use X. And you don't have to use X. You can use whatever. I just wouldn't use O because it looks like a 0 and it could cause confusion. So X minus a percent of X. Okay. Now, this is where, it kind of gets a little bit tricky with using the right percentages. So, again, how many X do you have here? How many X's are right here? How many X's are right here? One's right here. So to make this a percent, you do 1 times 100, which would just be, yeah, that took a lot longer than it should have. 1 times 100. I know you're writing stuff down. I get it. Plus, too, you spend so much time doing the difficult stuff, you forget about the easy stuff. So 1x equates to 100% of x, right? Now, the discount was 25%. Okay. So now it becomes combining like terms. So what's 100% minus 25%? 75%. All right. So what this is saying is that when you have a discount, you're not paying 100% of the price for that item. In this case, David is paying 75% of this item, right? All right, turn that percent to a decimal. So you got 78.63 equal to 0.75x. And then how do you solve for x? Divide by what? All right, divide by 0.75. So then after you take 78.63 and divide it by 0.75, what do you get? Emma got 104.84. Did anybody else get that, or did someone get something different? Everybody get 104.84? All right. The bobbing heads have it. Good. Oh, put my decimal in the wrong place. All right. Good. So this was an original price problem. All right. Mainly because finding the price after the discount is really considered easy. So working backwards to find the original price is, the more difficult and actually what you're going to see more often. Any questions about finding original price? There is another example of finding original price after this one that we did this morning. We can do it with you guys too, if you want to see another one. You might want to see another one? Yeah. A couple of bobbing heads, good deal. Not a problem, we got plenty of time. Is anybody still copying this down or need to get a picture of it or whatever? Everybody good? Okay. All right. I want to make sure that you let me know when it is 2 o'clock. I don't want to miss the break. There we go. All right. Okay, so another original price problem. Okay. A bike is on sale for 45% off the original price. if the sale price or new retail price is $299.75, what was the original price? All right. So again, we need to use our formula. New is equal to old minus the percent of old. New price, old price, minus the percent. By the way, something I forgot to mention last week, as far as a textbook goes, everything that I took out of it is from section 3A. A lot of that stuff in chapter 3, there is a lot more stuff in there, but I was worried it was going to confuse the hound out of you. So I was very choosy with what I took out of that. So everything for this section is in 3A. I don't think there's any 3B, but you know how it goes with that. So, all right. New is equal to old minus the percent of the old. So, fill in what we got. A bike is on sale for $45 off the original. If the new price is $299.75, what's the original? So you got $299.75. All right. We don't know the old one, so we'll just call that X. We know that the percent off is 45%. Okay. Again, how many X's are right here? 1. So what is 1 times 100? 100. So 299.75 is equal to 100% of X minus 45% of X. Okay. Okay, so what's 100% minus 45%? 55%, right. So we've got 299.75 is equal to 55% of X. So if you were trying to explain this to somebody else, you're going to say that since it's 45% off, you're paying for 55%. Right? Okay. So take the 55 and make it a decimal. Not that my handwriting is good to start with, but it's really bad on this TV. But we make do. So when you convert a percent to a decimal, the technical way to do it is to divide by 100. The fast way to do it is just move the decimal 2 places to the left. So now, how do you solve for X? Divide by 0.55. Okay? That takes it off of there. So what will the original price come out to be if you take $299.75 and divide it by 0.55? Jonathan got 545. Anybody else get 545? Okay. Here's the deal. So 545 is the original price. Bicycles really that expensive? Yeah. Maybe the ones that can, help you climb a mountain. I don't know. But my bicycle days are behind me, as you can clearly see. All right. Any questions on that one? So that's 2 with how to find the original price. Everybody felt pretty much okay with that one. Again, stick to the formula. All right. Now, these formulas are flexible, meaning that you can adjust them to fit your needs, because your situations are not always going to be dealing with, original price and sale price, or wholesale price and retail. Sometimes, like we'll see with the salary stuff, it might be original salary and new salary. So you kind of have to change the labels to match it, but the formula, the work, is still the same. That's why I've got this disclaimer up here. Okay, everybody got this one? Go to the next one. A hush falls over the crowd. Look, I get it. It's percents. I get it. All right. Using the discount formula to find the discount amount and the final total. All right. You're having a 35% off sale on all shovels. I thought I fixed it. I didn't upload the right one. I was working on this, and somebody came in and distracted me, and I don't know where our guitar came from, but anyway, and I thought I had uploaded it to your class, but I guess I hadn't. Anyway, wouldn't be a class in 143 with me unless I'd screwed something up in Moodle, right? All right, so let's try this again. You're having a 35% off sale on all shovels. The shovel that Levi chooses is priced at $199.99, and a 5.5% sales tax is applied at the checkout. Find the final price of the shovel. I don't know where guitar came from. I don't. A guitar shovel would sound really good, though. Yeah, it would have been. Don't think someone's not tried to do that before. There's all kinds of stuff on the internet. Okay, so you got to do two things with this one. Okay, the first thing you have to do is you have to do discount. Right? First thing you have to do is discount. The second thing that you have to do is sales tax. Okay. So find the discount price and then apply the sales tax to that. All right, so here we go for part one. So new minus, nope, that is not correct. I was doing percent of change, I think. New is equal to old minus the percent of the old price. That's the one. All right. So we don't know the discount price this time. The original price is what's given, right? So I'm going to use the variable of n for new. The old price was $199.99. I don't know why I put two decimals in there, but fix it. Minus 35% of $199.99. We'll just go ahead and convert that to a decimal as well. Okay. Let's fix this so it doesn't cut off. No line, folks. So now it's just order of operations. You got to do your multiplying part before you do your subtracting part. So what's 0.35 times 199.99? Sounds like the rhythm of a horse gallop. 199.99. What'd you get, Emma? All right. Anybody else got the total discount amount, which is this is here? Isn't it 69.995 or 665? I'm okay with bumping that up to a 70 because it ultimately would. So 199.99. That's all I can hear now is a horse gallop. Minus 70. So that makes it pretty easy to figure out what the discount price is. Just take 70 off of that. So your new price, your discount price, your retail price, whatever you want to call it, is now $129.99. Or screw sheet. Okay, that's not your answer. That's something you have to have for your answer. That's just part one. Okay? Part two is the tax formula. Okay? The tax formula says the total is equal to the cost or the price or original price, whatever you want to call it. But you can just, in this case, you can call it the retail price or whatever you want to call it. These are interchangeable. It's the price plus the tax percentage of the price. Okay? So we'll jot that down. Total equal to, let's call it price this time, plus the percent of the price. Like I said, they're flexible. You can rewrite them however you need to rewrite them. Okay? So the price that we got on part 1 was $129.99. So I'm just gonna give that a variable of a t for total. All right, so the $129.99 goes here. Then we're going to add a 5.5% sales tax. What is 5.5 as a decimal? 5.5% as a decimal. 0.055. Yes. 0.055. Then that's going to get multiplied by the 129.99. All right, so back to inverse operations now, right? So what is 0.55 times 129.99? Sorry, 0.055, I misspoke. $7.14 or is it 7.15? It does round to 7.15. I just had an opportunity to give Briella a hard time, so I took it. I heard someone say, all right, so you got $129.99 minus, plus $7.15. I'm so used to doing discount, I almost made a huge mistake. So yeah, remember tax is added. So $129.99 plus $7.15 comes out to what? $137.14. Anybody else get $137.14? Folks did. Some are still copying. That's fine. That's fine. Everybody works at different speeds. But yeah, this should get you a total of $137.14. Let's get in front of that because that's going to do some damage. Okay, so that's a lot for a shovel. I can see now why the original problem said guitars. Yes. Yeah, that's fine. No. You can do this without a formula. Formula just helps you organize it and helps you and me when I grade it to see where everything is supposed to go. So like that, let's say someone already turned in they turned in their percent lab tomorrow, and then they send me a message that says, I don't know why I missed the discounted sales tax one. I was like, okay, well, I'll pull up their work, and if it's organized, I can look at it and say, oh, you put the new price in for the original price, or something simple like that. But as has been the case with some folks that I've seen across various classes, if I can't tell what you did, I will say I cannot tell what you did. Because some folks have uploaded work that's just like, say, the 0.35 times 199.99 might be up in the left corner of the paper, and then the minus 70 might be like in the middle of the bottom, or just, everybody's brains work differently. Mine works like this. If you can do it without the formula, that's fine. But please just put it like all together so that I can see it. Don't make it look like, somebody from Criminal Minds did it. All right? You know what? You get the gist of what I'm saying here. Don't upload something that's going to make me have to make a phone call. You look at this. They did it all with cutout magazine look. All right. So any questions about this one? Everybody got it written down or a picture of it or whatever? Okay. Oops, hold on. Out. Okay. Let's move along. How are we doing on time? 142. Okay. So this one is one where the list price is $48. It's 20% off. What's the price of the plant before tax? So it's actually easier than the one we just did. Do we need to go through this one, applying discount, or you think you can just manage? I've got more in here than what we need, so that's by design. But everybody think you can get by without this one? We didn't do it in first period. Morning class. Sorry, old habits. All it is you're going to take 48 minus 20% of 48 and subtract. That's it. That's all you do. All right, moving right along. Then markup formula to find profit. So a different animal entirely. Okay. Markup formula to find profit. So this one says that you purchased Christmas wreaths to sell at $11 a wreath. What that means is you are not selling them at $11. It means that you bought them at $11, and you're going to sell them at a higher price than that. And the price that you buy them at is called the wholesale price. Okay. To make a profit, you mark them up 182%, find the new selling or retail price. All right. So first thing we need is the markup formula. Okay. So the markup formula, we've got down here at the bottom. Retail equals the cost times 1 plus the percent of the markup. I'm going to jot that down. Retail, of course, could be sale price. It could be list price. It's interchangeable. Rewrite it how best it suits you. So retail is equal to, could say cost, or in this case, it could say wholesale. Cost is just a shorter word. Times 1 plus the percent markup. Now, I'm not going to keep writing markup through each step because I think that might have confused us a little bit last week, so I'm just going to use the percent. And it'll make sense at the end. Okay, so retail is what we're trying to find. So we're going to give that a value of R, or a variable of R. The wholesale we know to be $11. Right? To make a profit, you mark them up 182%. So that's going to be 1 plus 182%. Okay? So I can mark up. Yep. In case you didn't hear Sylvie, because of the air running, she said it's 182% now. Don't we have to change it? Yes, we do. We have to change it out of percent into decimal. Good observation. So we got R equals 11 times 1 plus 1.82. Shoot. 82. The erasing on this is a 3-step process. Okay. So now you have 11 times 1 plus 1.82. So clean it up. You've got 11 times 2.82. Okay. So multiply 11 by the 2.82, and you'll have your new price. $31.02. Anyone else get $31.02? Couple of folks. Good. That better be one nice wreath. I don't know how much they are. Is it really? I don't think we got any at the house that would be that much, except for we got this one I think came from Old Time Pottery in Pigeon Forge. It's got like little presents and houses on the stuff all over it. And it's got that spray white stuff on it. I don't know what that's called. My wife knows. But anyway, so that is how you find the retail price. There might also be situations where you have to find the wholesale price. Gabby? 1 plus 1.82. Okay. Yeah, because you have the 1 plus part right here, and then the 182% becomes 1.82, and then you have to add it to close out that set of parentheses, and then you multiply. Any other questions about this? Because we got one where we have to find a percent. That's a little tricky. All right. Everybody good with this one? Everybody got a picture of it that needed it? How am I on time? 1:47? Not long. Make good time when you don't have to fight with a microphone. All right. You bought bookshelf kits at $30 a piece to sell them at $54. What was the percent of the markup? All right. So let's copy down our markup formula again. Markup is retail is equal to wholesale or cost, whichever one you want to use, times 1 plus the percent of markup. Okay. Now this time we have to find the percent. We know that you bought them at $30 a piece and you're going to sell them at $54 a piece. So 54 is your retail, 30 is your wholesale. Okay. 1 plus, and we're just going to say percent there just to make it a little simpler to understand. Okay. So now it becomes inverse operations again. Whatever's being done, do the opposite and solve it. So what's the first thing we do if we're acting like the percent sign is our variable? Which is what we're going to do. Well, it's got a +1 on it, right? Can't do anything about that yet because it's in parentheses next to a 30, which means it's being multiplied. So if it's being multiplied, how do you get it off of there? Right. That was the saddest sounding chorus of divides I've ever heard. All right. So go ahead and divide 54 by 30. Tell me what you get. 1.8? Is that what I'm hearing? All right. Okay, so go ahead and jot that down over here. 1.8. Okay. So 1.8 is equal to 1 plus the percent sign. And again, remember, the percent sign is acting as your variable. Okay? So now, you don't need the parentheses. Do you? No, you need. So percent is what you're trying to find. You've got 1 plus percent. How do you get that 1 plus off of there? Minus, yeah. So we're going to subtract. Okay. So it goes away there, and you're left with a percent sign on the right. What's 1.8 minus 1? Right, 0.8. Okay, now, this is telling you that 0.8 is supposed to be a percent. So what do you do to make that a percent? Yeah, you multiply by 100. So you get, oh, why did I put a decimal there? Losing my mind. So that's telling you that the percent markup is equal to 80%. Now, look at it like this. When it's less than 100, it's easy to rationalize. Let's say that the percent markup was actually 100%. If the markup was 100%, that means you're doubling your price, or you're doubling your cost, right? Because 100% of 30 is 30. you would add it back. Well, if it was 100%, then the retail price would be $60, right? You double it. So since 80 is less than 100 and 54 is less than 60, you're in the clear. This one just looks weird. That's why there's not too many of them on there. Okay. So any questions about percent markup? It's 1:52. Let's go ahead and take our 10-minute break. And then we will come back with some salary questions.